Happy Saturday, everyone. It's so good to see you all again, or to be with you all again. Of course, I can't see you. You guys can see me, kind of, sort of. But it's good to be back. And how did all those papers go? Oh, those of you who are over on Patreon with me, I've been seeing your papers. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, my goodness. So proud of you all. So, another session here with our cards. So we're going to be doing 2 of them today because I'm giving you guys extra time to work on your papers. Here again, I taken our card, our 5x7, and I activated the surface with my Posca pen. And so did some scripting because I knew that I wanted to put this piece down. This is a piece that I created, It's a piece of Joss paper, and I printed it on the gel plate. That's sort of a scripted type of thing. And when you do it on the gel plate, it really kind of becomes a little bit of an ink blot, but still holds that sort of scripted feeling. And so I found this piece in my little envelope, and I really liked it. So I thought, okay, let's go ahead and glue that down. And because it's, it's translucent, we can see the scripting underneath it. So I really like that. And with that, this piece, the underneath piece here with the little dot was laying on the side. I actually used it to clean up an ink blot at one point when I was working. And I just thought it was perfect. When I laid it down on that side, the dot was perfectly in line with this print, this gel print. And I really liked it. It's also a bit translucent, so we can sort of see some of the scripting through it. And so put that down. And then I had this tea bag. So this is the Buddha Tea Company. And I love the Buddha teas. And this one is a turmeric. So it really stains the tea bag that really, deep yellow. I really like that. And I also liked what it said. So I made the tag so that it does both sides. Because I like the yellow of the tag. I feel like it all works together with this piece. It says Buddha Teas, and I feel like this is like really a meditative piece. But on the back, it says, we all came on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. I love it. I feel that describes the world, actually. But I love that little saying. So it's nice to be able to have that as a part of the storytelling of the card. And it's a great jumping off point to, to really bring more of the story of these Mudlarkers deck out. This was one of the little plastic, I don't know, it's like I found that mudlarking, but it seems like it's something that was broken off of maybe a tarp or something on a boat or something like that. But I like the orange. I felt like it repeated that piece nicely. It also, the square. So I like this orange square here. We have the square of the tea bag. Then it's a square, and then the tea bag itself is a square. So the tag and the bag itself, plus this bit. And I just really felt that it ended up being this really nice meditative piece. And using that little found object, I really like how these little pieces that we're finding really fit into the story. I mean, like, you would see this little piece and think, whatever. But it's when you pick it up and you treasure it and it becomes a part of your visual vocabulary, it just never, I'm never cease to be amazed at how these pieces become a part of a storyline that are so perfect to the storyline. I mean, if I were trying to put this whole thing together and search for this orange and search for that and the tea bag, you would never find it, which is what I love so much about intuitive collage. You just allow yourself to be surrounded with all your bits and pieces, which is why I love my poly envelopes, because you can just put all the pieces in here. I have a number of these. And then, you just kind of go through them. You find all of these pieces that you didn't get rid of, but, you knew some kind of way we're going to work out. And then the story starts forming, and you just go with the flow. You just allow yourself to flow. You don't overthink it. You don't audition a lot of pieces. You're not you're not like on, oh, do I like this? Do I like that? No, you just kind of like allow yourself to be instinctive. And when you do, there's so many discoveries, so many fascinating things that will come up for you as a result of just going with the flow of it all. So, love that. This long piece, just think about how in blending these together, this would be perfect for a, to collage on, like this could just be a background to then continue to put maybe gel print collages, more of your mud, and just a larger piece that you could frame. And by making your own papers like this, look what you can do for backgrounds and then do your art and do your collaging up on. I mean, you really are owning your game at that point. And that's why I really am so committed to showing you all these different things, because as much as I go to the store and buy things and get things and inspired by specialty papers and things like that, I'm a big believer in making as much of your own language, your own visual vocabulary as possible, so that you can really own your art and you can own the process. So with the second card, I had this dictionary, this stack of dictionary papers that I had, I'll show you here, that I had done some, I have a tendency to either use these papers to clean the gel plate, or sometimes when I'm working on the gel plate with my alcohol and my acrylics, sometimes it's a little bit too much liquid on the plate, and so I'll use these old dictionary pages to sop it up. But then I end up with these really wonderful pages that I can use as substrates to do collaging on top of. So here's another one. This is a nice one because it had the little D from the tab. And then this has the spray inks, some 𝐒𝐄𝐖𝐒𝐲 ink, and a mixture of alcohol and acrylic. So that's a nice one. But anyhow, I have these here. And so yeah. So I pulled this one out. And thought that that was a good background to work on. So I wanted to use some of the handmade paper that we had made from last week. And so this is the cream color one. And I also then did a little staining on it, a little coffee staining. And what I did literally is I had a little coffee on a baking sheet, and I laid the paper down and put it in the oven. And so and then I, the heat from the oven really cooked it really quickly. And so only where the edges of the paper were laying down, it grabbed up the coffee and then stained it really dark. So that's how I did that. So I put that down. This was on a print that I printed on the vintage onion skin paper, and it was of one of my gel prints, but it's a inkjet print of that then I had stained. So I liked that. I felt like it really was picking up the color of the rust, but yet I could still see some of my own line and scripting on there. So, and I backed it with a piece of this blick paper that Yvonne has been sending to me. Love it. And we'll also be duping that paper. That's going to be coming up, this paper right there. So get ready for it. So I used one of the washers that I found when I was mudlarking. You guys saw me pick that one up. And the rusted, with this and the planes are doing their maneuvers. I don't live that far from an Air Force base, so the rusted bit I thought picked up some from my gel print nicely. And I was still kind of mono, even though this one went bright, I did have the oranges and the yellows in here. So this was pretty bright. I felt like I was still sticking monotone, and where I'm very comfortable with that, when I was looking at this whole area, I felt like it needed like a pop of color. But I didn't want too much, and I kind of wanted things to work together. So I looked in my little trusty poly envelope and found this. This was like a what do you call it? It was like a band that was holding some Asian papers I had, and I kept it, of course. So when I put that down, I really liked, it's like it's a red, but it's like an earthy kind of red. So I felt like it didn't fight with the rust. I felt like the gold on it really complemented it. So putting that down along with this strip here that was also a found paper piece that had a rusted sort of stain on there. And keeping the top part of it that, you know, still shows as a dictionary page, you know, number 176. So I really, really liked how this turned out. I think as a storyline, these cards are really starting to come together. If you look at them already. Here we are. So look at us. I mean, it's just a couple of weeks in and we're already really developing a nice storyline. You know, just each card has its own inspiration. You know, I could pick any card up and use it as an inspiration piece to do other artwork, other collage, maybe a book project. And that's what these are designed to do, to really just inspire us and also push us into creating our smaller art collages. And I think someone mentioned in one of the chats from the week before how cool these are to even tack up on the wall as kind of to create grids and really be inspired by how these are taking us on a journey. And I agree with that. Next week, we'll be making another paper. So I'm kind of going to do sort of a week on, a week off. We'll be doing our collage or maybe some mark making papers. I'm just kind of going to be inspired, but keep your paper making stuff close by because we're going to constantly be making paper and doing our Blick dupes. Please, if you enjoyed the video, thumb it up. And also hit the bell if you're new to the channel so you can get all of the notifications. Join us in Premiere. We're over there right now chatting it up. And we go in there from places all over the world. Everybody's in there. I mean, it's amazing the breadth of that community. And so you may feel that you're in some small town in the middle of the United States or Europe or New Zealand somewhere, Argentina, and you're there by yourself. Well, you'd be surprised if you come into this Premiere group, you'll probably find someone who's right near you in your own hometown or maybe a couple of towns over. And I think it's a great way for us to connect because, you know, periodically you can get together and visit each other's studios or, you know, get together for coffee. And, you know, so not only do we have this amazing online community, but I think this online community should help to begin to connect us back to our one-on-one communities of like-minded people who are on journeys like ourselves and who love the things we do and are just able to really connect through that. I know many of you have gone on the journey with me with the Radical Love, you know, the Mother is Calling, and we're doing some amazing things over there. But here again, it's like a large group of people who are connecting, and to be able to go on this journey and then find that there's someone that lives close to you that you could, you know, hang out with and talk about it and share your art with. I think my goal is hopefully through the work that I'm doing and the communities I'm creating, that not only do we have this amazing online community, but we can begin to connect back in the flesh and have that human contact and have that human support for the journey that we're on. So there you have it. Love you guys. Thumb up the video, hit the all bell. And until next week, from my studio to yours, so much love, and continue to make paper and work on your mudlarking. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.